Welcome to Visit Fylde Coast and hello to this video. This video is from Fairhaven Lake. So currently we stood on a very little pavement at the side of the car park at Stanner Bank. So we are going to go over this little crossing. This is Stanner Bank car park, and we're going to take a walk around the new sea defences which have recently been opened after a lot of work. A lot of work. So the work that's just been done, this is literally just been opened, literally only a few weeks ago. So this joins up Granny's Bay. Can you see the white church there? That's the spire of it, steeple, whatever a church that shape is. So that's on the corner of Clifton Drive. That section of seawall there is Church Scar. The view across the horizon, across the other side of the River Ribble, is the Southport, North Wales skyline. Up to about the centre of shot now, and then in the middle is the Irish Sea. So this is the lovely new Fairhaven sea wall that's been rebuilt. So as I said, it runs round from Stanner Bank car park where we've just started off, all the way around the back to the Spitfire Memorial. So this sort of holds in, if you like, Fairhaven Lake. And the old sea wall here was built in the 1890s by the Fairhaven Estates Company. So I think after, gets her socks off to count, about 130 years, I think it's served its time and it's ready for a new one. So apparently what they actually did, those old Victorian engineers, there were two shingle banks called the Double Stanner, just offshore. So they enclosed that bank of shingle and led to the formation of Fairhaven Lake, and we're going to just pop through this gap here when we just get to where the two litter bins are. There's a little footpath to the car park, and I'll just show you over the back of Fairhaven Lake. Can only imagine how much building material they must have needed to enclose a lake and make a new lake. So the lake is where we started off. This is all new replacement road and what have you. And this is Fairhaven Lake. Quite lovely. So that's the cafe. That little one there with the pagoda-shaped roof is the Rspb Center. And where the cars are parked is free parking. That's inner promenade. So you can park, I've parked on there actually, you can park for 18 hours. And I thought to myself, I don't think I'll be quite that long. Not today. Better go back through here and then we don't get knocked down. So because it's new and because it's been closed for such a long time, it's obviously very popular with people, and it's the school holidays, it's August. It's red hot. Sadly, it's a little bit hazy, because I would have loved to have shown it to you in bright blue skies and lovely weather like we'd got in early lockdown at the beginning of the year. But apparently I'm not going to be able to do that. But nonetheless, it's a lovely day, as you can tell by the amount of people that are about. So this long project started way back in 2017 with permissions and funding applications, like I said about the other two sections. a project like this takes such a lot of planning and such a lot of delivery. So in total, there's just short of 22,000. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? 22 million pounds worth of Environment Agency funding gone into it. And when you see the size of the job, they've done well to deliver it for that, I think. And it will protect 2,400 properties in total from erosion and flooding for a period of 100 years. Just imagine if this had all broke, eroded, undermined, breached, call it whatever you will. Just imagine the devastation and the clear-up job that you would have ended up with from that. Would have been enormous. So when the old original Victorian engineers were planning and organising their 1890 seawall, they'd intended to go from the back of Fairhaven Lake at the Spitfire Memorial right round to where the Grand Hotel is at St Anne's. And because they'd had various flooding incidents, they stopped it short and left it where it was. So that's why the official seawall goes as far as it goes. And if you're wondering what the Spitfire Memorial is, there's another video about that, and that's where we're going next. In fact, I think I'll probably be able to show you where it is just before we get to the back of these trees. You might just be able to see it. So this is still all Fairhaven Lake. No, you can't see it. The Spitfire Memorial is just at the back of these trees here. This is all Fairhaven Lake with the island in the middle. Children's play area, etc. While I'm stood here and I'm out of the way of all the people a minute, can I just mention as well that we are Visit Fylde Coast, and we've been publishing 8 websites for the last 10 years. I'll show you my marker. So we're online with 8 websites. We publish a weekly email newsletter. We're on lots of different kinds of social media like Facebook and Twitter. And these YouTube videos are relatively new. So everything kind of joins together to make a interesting resource of information about the whole of the Fylde Coast. So there's loads of stuff about this landscape on the Visit St Anne's website. And you can see here, actually, while I'm just stood at the side of it, just look how you stood on quite a high bank. There's a little footpath here that leads down to the lake, and you can see how steep it is leading down to the beach. So you can, there's quite a substantial defence there. So we're going to carry on walking. We're going to go right round the back of the lake to the Spitfire Memorial, and we'll catch you in a minute. We were travelling along the footpath round the back of Fairhaven Lake when I espied this glorious sandcastle. And you can't walk past a sandcastle without taking a picture, can you? It's quite a work of art, that. Quite amazing. There are quite a few people on the beach, actually. It's sandy against the edge of the sea defence. I'm just hesitating because I'm just looking at the width of the river estuary. It's a shame that you won't be able to see it. You might just be able to make out, if I just zoom in, you might just be able to make out the end of the landmass. Can you see it? There's a pole in the centre of shot. So if you keep looking at that, and all of that gap there is the estuary of the River Ribble. River Ribble. Put my teeth in. So we're down on the beach now at the side of the sea wall where the work's been done around the back of Fairhaven Lake, and you can see that it's not an area that gets high tides on a regular basis with the reed bed, sand dune grass, call it what you will. In fact, I've noticed as well as I've been walking round that there are even grasses starting to grow along the joins in between the concrete sections. These sections are all dropped in individually. So you can see here that this is filled with sand. Let me just move out of the way. It's filled with sand, and the grasses have set themselves in the cracks and seeded, and they're growing. They're not going to get very far, but there's obviously going to be a green line down each expansion joint. I should also add that there is a significantly thick concrete layer underneath these step sections. So this grass is not going to grow down into the footings of the seawall and undermine it or anything. It's literally just growing in the wind-blown sand that's dropped. So there are slades, which is a slope like this, at each end of the job so that the emergency services and council rangers and people like that can get down onto the water's edge. So we've got round to the other side of Fairhaven Lake here. Let's see if we can see the Spitfire, can we? No, it's still at the back of the trees. I failed there, haven't I? But that's a lovely view of it, looking across the back of there. Look at that for a view. What more could you want? You know, you've got sea, beach, grass, recreational facilities, things to do. It's just gorgeous. There's benches as well along the seafront, and plenty of litter bins. I've not seen any litter, so please make sure you put your litter in a bin. That's my request for today. And that's a beacon that will be used at various events. I know at some key times, particularly around sort of royal birthdays and Remembrance Day events. That's what I'm trying to say. There are often beacons lit all over the country. Oh, and that looks like 2 piles of sand that the council have tipped. Made 2 lovely sand pits for the little kids. So this footpath here that's just worn into the estuary carries on parallel to the inner promenade. Can you just see the houses through the gap there? So that's inner promenade where you can see those roofs, and this footpath carries on along the edge of the estuary parallel to the road, and you can see the difference in the sea defences. But that is a really effective sea defence. Don't underestimate its efficiency, because that absorbs energy from any high water that would come near enough to it. So we're going to go and find the Spitfire Memorial next. So don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure that you give it a like. So get your like in. If you've got any questions and comments, just pop them below and we'll answer them. If we can help. If we don't know the answer, we'll know somebody who can. Don't forget to sign up for your weekly email newsletter from Visit Fylde Coast as well, because, well, the fascinating information is endless. It just goes on and on and on. There's the Spitfire, look. Ta-da! We found it in the end. So there's another video about that. The link is in the description to this one. Don't forget as well that you need to subscribe because there'll be loads more videos. Now we've discovered that people enjoy our films. We shall be making lots and lots of them. So if you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, you will get alerts when we upload new videos, and then you won't miss anything or rely on Facebook condescending to give you a notification. So from an increasingly sunny Fairhaven Lake, you'll have a lovely day, and we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you later. Bye.